So today I'm back at Chester Station, this time to revisit another Civity platform train. That's the Northern Class 195. I've done a video now about the 196 and the 197, looking on board one of those, and I thought I'd revisit this. I had done a previous 195 video, but that was a caption based video. This time I'm just going to talk you through a little bit about the train itself, and I'm going to see how comfortable they are, because last time I took a ride on a Class 195, I think it was about 20 minutes. Well, this time it's going to be for about 50 minutes. I might get a better idea of how comfortable these units are for longer periods, let's say, because I know some people don't find these trains comfortable at all. So I think I'll give them a good test out, because I haven't ridden on one for very long before, and yeah, see what all the fuss is about. I think the first thing that strikes me actually is, compared to the Class 197, just how many more table seats these have. Pretty much every, well, I think it is, apart from the very front of the carriage, every single chair, apart from these two here as well, most of the chairs are table seats. I thought it was difficult to achieve with the 2/3 door arrangement and 1/3 door arrangement, but it appears actually you can do it. I don't know what the capacity is compared to a 197. I guess Transport for Wales were a bit more concerned about capacity, but yeah, you can definitely get plenty of table seats. You've got a similar sort of arrangement to the Class 197 here with the wheelchair points. Both got 2 points here, tip-up seats, airline seats, and I was just having a quick look. There are actually sockets, although unlike the Transport for Wales units, there are only a single 3-pin plug. The 196 and the 197 units have a 3-pin plug and 2 USB ports, so I guess yeah, that's something that's a miss, but I guess these are a little bit older, and obviously the specifications a little bit different as well.
Door is opening.
There we go, there's the toilet. Pretty standard really, in exact same location as the Class 197. Now, I've just had a quick look on Google, on Wikipedia. I know it's not the most accurate source of information, but it suggests that a 2-car Class 195 will have 124 seats, while a 3-car 195 will have 204 seats. Now, my own data from the rolling stock specification for Transport for Wales states that a Class 197 should have, or a 2-car Class 197 should have 121 seats, and a 3-car should have 196 seats, which seems a little bit odd considering that the 195 actually has more table seats than the 197, but I'm guessing the big difference is with the Class 197s, they do have cycle storage, which the 195s don't appear to have, and also both the 2-car and 3-car sets have kind of that area for the trolley service as well, so the water tanks and things like that, which takes up a number of seats. So I guess all being equal, it kind of averages out. So I guess that's probably the reason why they've gone for less table seats and more airline seats, is because they were already down on capacity with that cycle storage, and they've got a little bit of luggage storage as well. Not a huge amount, but it certainly seems to have more than the Class 195. So I guess they've just had to strike that balance between providing space for luggage, for cycles, and seating space, also with that space that they need to take up for the dining, for the trolley service, which has like a little bit of a service area as well, which takes up maybe 3 rows, perhaps maybe even 4. So it is kind of a considerable amount of space that they take up, so that kind of explains that little bit of anomaly I found with the seating of the 195 and the 197s. I think there is one thing I'd say about these table seats actually, is they're really strange. They're all offset, which I think is unusual. You don't get any table seat facing adjacent to a window. They're all kind of a little bit disjointed. I don't know quite why that is. Just looks a little bit strange with the tables offset, and you don't get that kind of table window seat arrangement either, which is a little yeah, it's just unusual. Not sure why this is. Don't think I've ever seen an arrangement like this before. I've just sat on one of the airline seats by the wheelchair spaces, just for a little bit of extra leg room, and because I've got a little bit more room to myself. I'm still a little bit shy about talking when there's other people on the train. The seats definitely firmer than a 195 and 197. Not sure about the 196. They were pretty firm. They might actually be the same sort of seat, but I guess we'll see over the next 50 minutes how comfortable these actually are. And I guess what I should actually do is actually move over to one of the airline seats. I think I'm going to do that just now and see what the leg room's like. You know, I'm not actually sure if there's actually more leg room than the Class 197. There's definitely plenty there. Now, I haven't got the longest legs, but yeah, that's sufficient. Still got the issue with the bar there. Obviously, it just gives you that cantilever seating, which does give you extra storage space, I'm told. Can't see, oh no, there is charging point down there, so they are kind of on your seat, if you like. Still the single 3-pin plug, and I'm guessing they're the same for the table seats as well. Just a single 3-pin plug per 2 seats, but yeah, the fold down table's not as high a quality as the Transport for Wales units, but it's not a flimsy piece of plastic by any means. But it just hasn't got that pull out thing for your laptop, unfortunately. So my journey today is from Chester to Manchester Victoria. This is the northern service from Chester to Leeds, but I'm only going as far as Manchester today. But I just thought whilst I'm going to Manchester, I'd take a look at the 195 again. And I think 50 minutes, well 45 to 50 minutes on board one of these trains should give me a fair idea about how comfortable they are, because I know I have had some comments on past videos saying they find the 195s really uncomfortable. Now, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure if they are uncomfortable or not, but I'm sure the next 50 minutes will tell me whether or not these actually are uncomfortable. It'd be nice to go the full distance to Leeds, which I think is about 2.5 hours, but not today. I think I'll save that for another day. So I've been underway for about 20 minutes now, just about to pass Runcorn East. First impressions, possibly not the most refined DMU in the world. Not sure if there's much camera shake there, but I'm pretty sure we're on relatively recent smooth rails, continuously welded rails at least, and there is a little bit of bumping about. The camera I can see is jigging a little bit. Not sure if that's the track or if that's the train itself, but it is. I'd say the ride is a little bit firm, as well as the seats being a little bit firm as well. I haven't really been sat down long enough to give a judgment about how comfortable the seats are, but I think they are. I think potentially if you're on this train for more than an hour, they does have the potential to be quite an uncomfortable journey. So it's a few days after my trip on a Class 195. I was hoping to record a little bit of a summary at the end of the day, but I just ran out of time in the end, so I'm recording it now. But also wanted to say what it really was, the seats are hard. That pretty much sums it up. I mean, I think the ride over the line from Chester to Manchester, maybe that was more the track. Once on the West Coast Main Line, the ride wasn't actually too bad, but I did notice it didn't feel as if it had much damping, so if there was a bump, it did feel quite abrupt. It wasn't really softened, so the ride wasn't. I wouldn't say the ride was great, and the seats on the 195s are definitely hard. I think if you're travelling for any longer than an hour, it probably would start to get uncomfortable. I think 50 minutes was probably about tolerable, and I think most of the journeys, other than obviously if you are travelling all the way from say Chester to Leeds and from Liverpool to Manchester Airport, then you've got those longer journeys. But I think all in all, I think compared to maybe a Class 150, definitely a Class 153, I'm not sure about a Class 158. You know, they are a step up. Obviously they've just got those really hard seats for whatever reason, which is a little bit of a shame. It's just really good that actually the Class 197s that Transport for Wales have ordered definitely have got more comfortable seats. I think the Class 196s may be the same sort of comfort level, they may be even the same seat as a Class 195 because they were rock hard. But yeah, I think to summarise, I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. I wouldn't say they're awful trains, I know people do tend to dislike them, but yeah, the seats definitely are really quite hard on those Class 195 units. So I hope you found this video informative. If you have, do hit that like button and consider subscribing. It really does help the channel grow and get seen by more people. So yeah, really appreciate it if you subscribe and hit that like button. But I'm going to leave it there for today. Say until next time, bye bye.